Hello, 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 everyone. I hope you are doing well. This is another edition of Travel the World as a speaker. And you know what? Hopefully, I checked and had some sound because I didn't check my sound. But today, we're going to answer the question, can I actually make money from public speaking? Because sometimes we see a lot of people who say they're making a lot of money, and then there are people who say, yeah, I kind of don't make any money. So I'm going to answer that question this evening on whether or not you can actually make money from public speaking. And I do think there's a couple of gotchas in there. There's a couple of gotchas in there when it comes to making money as a public speaker. But I'm so happy to be here because we're going to talk about the two things that I love, and that is traveling and speaking, and how you can leverage public speaking and all those skills that you have so that you can travel the world. I am your host, Phylecia Jones, and I'm the lead researcher and founder of iFind, where we actually go out and find speaking opportunities for you so that you can apply, get on stage, market your business, market your brand, travel the world, and do all the things. Now, every Monday, we let out a new crop, a batch of speaking opportunities. So yes, today they just dropped a few hours ago today, and they're all basically looking for people who can talk about small business topics. So if you're an expert in anything small business, marketing, program management, health and wellness, all of those things, targeting small business owners, go check us out over here on Instagram. You can go to iFind You Close. Here on YouTube, just kind of go down there and check the description box. You can go to ifindyoukclose.com. All right, today's travel story. Woo! Today's travel story is not so much travel story, is travel advice. Now, a lot of us, we try to combine public speaking with traveling, all those things. I will say today's going to be a show of gotchas. There's a gotcha around traveling while speaking. You have to take the time to enjoy the travel. Because sometimes when you get into this mode of public speaking, you can go into a place and get out the next day. Because if you got things back to back to back to back, you can still do a lot of traveling, and you can also not see anything. Now, I used to travel a lot for my 9-to-5 job. When I was a computer scientist for the Navy, they sent me to all kinds of places in the United States, but they also sent me to Europe. And one of the things that I had to learn while I was doing that was I had to take vacation while I was there, because I would go to so many places, and then people were like, so what's it like? And I was like, well, I just went to work. I went to work, and so I had to learn how to take vacation, and I've had to learn how to do the same thing with the public speaking and with speaking while I travel, because it is so easy. It is so easy to just do your thing and leave. And sometimes it's like that. Some days I just want to be at home. I don't want to be on the road. I don't want to be in a foreign city. I don't want to be in a foreign hotel, in a foreign bed with, weird things crawling on me. Sometimes I just want to be home. But you have to learn how to plan all of these things together so that when you are traveling the world as a speaker, you enjoy it and it doesn't feel like a chore. And you don't want to be those people where you can say, yeah, I traveled, but I've never been anywhere. And I know for a lot of business travelers, we've done that before. You just go to all these places and then you don't see anything. Hey, Annette is joining us here on YouTube. Now, today's topic is, can I actually make money from public speaking? And like I said, it's going to be a gotcha show, because the answer is yes, but. It's a yes, but. Don't you hate when people give you yes, but answers? It's like, yes, but your butt is cute. Yeah, if it was something like that, but this ain't it. All right, can you make money from public speaking? Yes, with a big old but. Now, the thing with making money from public speaking, and this is where I told you it's going to be a show of gotchas, not all of this is instant. A lot of people think that they could just wake up today and say, I'm going to be a public speaker, and then next week they're making $30,000. It doesn't work that way. There is I don't know, for everybody's going to be different, but there is time that you have to build up your credibility. You have to convince people that you are worth paying to get on stage. You also have to convince people you know what you're talking about. You have to convince yourself on how to sell yourself so that people can put you on stage and pay you. It takes time. You cannot compare yourself to other people. And the thing is, a lot of people are comparing themselves to like Oprah, Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins. It seems like to be a professional speaker, your last name needs to be Robbins. But it's like people start comparing themselves to them, and then they get angry when it doesn't happen. And I have to tell them, Tony Robbins has been doing this for, I think, way before I was born. And I ain't that young. Mel Robbins has been doing this for at least 15, 20 years. Oprah has been doing this for a long, long time. And I know a lot of people, they don't want to hear it. I don't want you to be one of those people. A lot of people don't want to hear it, that it takes time. It takes time, and it takes a lot of hard work. You will not just wake up and say, I'm going to be a speaker tomorrow. The only person who can do that is probably Oprah and Beyonce. If Beyonce were to hit the speaking circuit, yeah, all of us are just crushed because we can't do what she does. But you have to realize that it takes time. It takes time to build up your credibility. It takes time to practice. It takes time to figure out what you want to be known for. And so I always want you to get started, but you have to give yourself grace and patience. It doesn't go as fast as a lot of people think it will. Now, I even have clients that come and pay me to find gigs for them, and they think I can find gigs by next week. Yeah, I don't work that way. I wish I did, because I wouldn't be doing this for other people. But it just takes time to figure out all of the pieces and finding the right formula so that you can get paid. Now, Annette is asking, definitely not instant. She's saying, same with podcasting. Yes, podcasting. A lot of people think they're going to have a podcast, and next thing you know, they're going to have a contract. Yeah, it don't work that way. And Annette is saying there are so many moving parts, and it's strategic effort for sure. Some of it's strategic, Annette, and not all of it, I think, is strategic. A lot of it is just focus. That's the thing. A lot of it is just focus and having the determination to actually do this thing. Now, when it comes to the part where you can get paid to speak, yes, you have to learn how to sell yourself. You have to have credibility so people can pay you. And yes, you can get paid, but you got to decide exactly how much money you want to get paid. Most speakers, to be honest, they're only making an average of about $23,000 to $32,000 a year. That is the average amount of income a speaker is bringing in. And I think the median amount is around 80, 90,000. And median, remember, average, mean, and median are two different things. And the median is just like smack dab in the middle, all right? You know, so you got people who are trying to get up to this point, and then you got people who have exceeded this point, and it's not a lot, but the average comes down a lot in that most people aren't making that much money when it comes to speaking. So you have to decide exactly where you want to fall in the first few years of you getting started with this. Because I know a lot of people, we love to go around and I got paid to speak. And come to find out, they got paid like $50, $250. They may have gotten $1,000, which is enough, which is a lot for some. But that $1,000 doesn't pay your bills. It doesn't pay your rent. It doesn't pay the team that helped you do it. Half the time, it didn't pay for all of the work it took to get up to that point. So one, you gotta be smart as a speaker to have other streams of income that align with what you're talking about. And then you have to build up the credibility so you can get to the point where you are making enough money as a speaker that will pay the bills. So it's not that you can't get paid as a speaker, and it's not that you can't make money as a public speaker. I think some of us just have to have a reality check of, we're not going to be millionaires in that first year. And if you are a millionaire that first year, good for you. There's a whole lot of other folks that's just not a millionaire in that first year. And you have to remember, when you have a year like 2020, it's going to be a little rough when it comes to being paid as a speaker. Now, Annette is asking, if you submit talks to an event and they are not accepted, would you submit other talks to that same event or move on? If you are submitting to an event, I would actually, unless they tell you you can only do like one or two, I would actually submit at least two different topics for them. If they don't accept it, you keep moving on. You cannot get emotionally involved in a rejection. It just is what it is. You did your part. you did your part. They moved on and got somebody else. You move on. That's all you can do. And then wait till next year. or next month or whenever they're doing it again. So if it's one that you really want, go do the research and see who they did book and kind of try to fill in the gaps of why you did not get the gig. I've done that a few times, and I've been rejected quite a few times for some of the gigs, and eventually it takes a while to land them. And this goes back into your credibility. Sometimes it takes a while for somebody to even think you're credible. Now, I'll give you a funny story. I booked a gig for this summer at one of the Chamber of Commerce's here in Colorado. Now, the woman who booked me, now we just happened to be, we were at the same speaking engagement some years ago. I'm thinking maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. And so I just get this random phone call, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I remember when you spoke, and I just figured, I loved you then, but I realized you just weren't ready. And so I've been following you over the years, and I realized now you are ready." Now, what she's referring to was when I first met her, I had just started speaking. I didn't have oodles of credibility, but it was one of those situations where somebody likes you, but they don't think you're good enough yet. And that's okay. It happens. So over now, when she was looking at my website, which I've told you about all the time. It has videos of me when I did the television show, credibility, the TEDx talks, and all that kind of stuff. So now she deems I am worthy. Yay, I am worthy. And you can't get emotionally caught up in whether or not people think you're worthy at that point, because at that point 4 or 5 years ago, no, I probably wasn't worthy. Even though my brain, I may think I am, but it's like, no, Phylecia, go sit down in the corner and come back when you have a little bit more credibility. So that's where you have to look at all of this when it comes to getting paid as a speaker. Every little thing you do matters. And then also you have to layer it with a little bit of reality. It's going to take work. It's going to take work. There's some strategy to it, but it's going to take a lot more work and a lot more focus than what a lot of us are willing to do. 2 is going to be based on your credibility. That's just it. If you want to get paid $10,000 as a speaker, you got to show that you look like a $10,000 speaker. You can't have no website unless there's something magical about you. You're going to have to show that you are a $10,000 speaker. Some of us are going to have to show that we're a $1,000 speaker. And then the last part is, I want you to be more efficient and smarter as a speaker and have other streams of income, because if you have a year like 2020, you know what, it's going to really test how you handle it, and it's going to test you financially. And then also you just got to focus. Yes, you can get paid. You can get paid as a speaker, but I also want you to focus on where it is that you want to go, how much work you're willing to put into it, because to be honest, let's just be straight up honest. A lot of people just aren't willing to put in the work. They want all the grandeur, but they don't want to put in the work to get there, because nobody's going to do it for you. There's no magic pill. There's only little bits and pieces you can do until you can hire a team to help you when you have demand. If you have no demand right now, your job is to go out and create it. And that is it. And that's how you end up getting paid as a public speaker. Annette has a couple of questions. She was like, Annette is saying, "I love these sessions, Phylecia. Great reminders that, like anything else, it's a marathon." Yes, it is a marathon. I think I did my office hours for iFind You Clothes, and I said, it's a game of turtles. That's what running a business, that's what running a speaking career is like. It is a game of turtles. We want to go fast, but sometimes these little baby steps are what we really need to create this very solid foundation, so we can keep getting more and more and more of what we're looking for. And that is also saying, so much like dance auditions and submissions, I've experienced rejection after rejection this past year, but it's teaching me a bunch of things. Yeah, you got to get used to being rejected. And I've met quite a few people that said, "I don't like being rejected." And I was like, well, you better find something else to do, because I don't know what to tell you. When it comes to speaking, you're going to get rejected a lot. And you cannot get emotionally involved in the rejection. If you do, you might need to find something else to do, because you're not going to be able to handle what's on the other side. And wait until somebody doesn't like your talk. Ooh, you're really going to feel it then. And that's also saying, but I've also had some great things happen, so I appreciate those. Everything we do is a lesson learned. Hopefully from every rejection, every submission, every failed gig, you learn something from it. That's the whole goal, is to learn and get better. if you never learn anything, you will never ever get better. And then you will be just working off of arrogance. And that doesn't last very long when it comes to business and when it comes to public speaking. Now, that's all I have for you. I'm going to go do laundry because that's the sexy side of running a business. Now, it's my night to do dinner and it's my night to do laundry. So I got to go do all those things. For those of you who have joined iFind You Clothes, oh my gosh, there's a brand new course inside of it. So excited about that course. You have no idea. So there's a new course just for members only, and it's like it's not in a secret place, but you got to find it and you have to enroll into it. So I'm excited for all of you who get to join that course. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, go join ifindyouclothes.com. New speaking opportunities were posted today for my small business experts. All aspects of small business experts topics, they're waiting for you. There are some events waiting for you when you log in. Oh my gosh. Annette says she saw the course. Yay, Annette. Let me know what you think of the course. I thought it was pretty cool, but then again, I think all my stuff is cool. Yeah, let me know what you think, Annette. And for everybody else tuning in, thank you so very, very much. I hope you have an amazing evening. I will be here tomorrow talking about something technical. I think we're talking about OBS tomorrow. That's Open Broadcast Studio. So we're going to be talking about live streaming. So take care of yourself. Have an amazing night. And I'm going to sign off here on Instagram first. So for those on Instagram, bye. And for everybody else, see you later. See ya.